Welcome to this explainer on vision vitality. I'm so glad you're joining us today because we're tackling something literally almost every single one of us deals with every day. Think about it. From the second we wake up and grab our phones, to logging hours staring at a computer, to chilling with a movie at night, screens are basically running our lives. It's an amazing time to be alive, sure, but man, it is taking a massive unspoken toll on our biology, especially our eyes. Today, we're going to break down the actual science of digital eye strain, and more importantly, we're building you a super practical, scientifically grounded toolkit to find some immediate, lasting relief. So let's just dive right in. Take a quick second and actually pay attention to your eyes right now. Do they feel kind of heavy? Maybe a little dry or gritty? Or maybe you've got that dull ache right behind them or at your temples? If you're nodding along, hey, your experience is totally valid. You are absolutely not alone in this. This whole shared modern struggle is exactly why we're here. The reality is, our eyes simply were not biologically engineered to stare at fixed, backlit glowing rectangles for 10 to 12 hours a day. But don't worry, we've got some concrete solutions coming your way. Here's the roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the digital screen epidemic, then move into 5 simple eye exercises, look at some healthy screen viewing habits, and wrap up with when to seek professional help. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the digital screen epidemic. So, digital eye strain is basically that discomfort and fatigue you get from staring at screens way too long. It is a direct, highly measurable result of how we live today. Here's a crazy fact. When we look at screens, our blink rate actually drops, sometimes by up to 50%. No wonder they get so dry, right? On top of that, our focusing muscles get locked into this one single position for hours, causing some serious acute muscular fatigue. It's exactly like holding a dumbbell halfway up in a bicep curl for 3 hours. Eventually, that muscle is going to scream. So how exactly do we stretch out that metaphorical bicep? That brings us to Section 2, 5 simple eye exercises. Our very first exercise is an awesome classic technique called palming. Here's how you do it. First, vigorously rub your hands together for a few seconds to generate some gentle, natural body heat. Next, you're going to gently cup those warm palms over your closed eyes. Basically, you want to make a little dome over your eyes, completely blocking out all the light. Finally, just take a few deep breaths and relax in that total darkness for about 30 seconds. Why does it work? Well, the warmth actually soothes the muscles around your eyes, and that total pitch black darkness gives your optic nerve a much-needed break from processing all that visual noise. To really get the most out of palming, try to do it 3 to 5 times a day. Or honestly, just whenever your eyes start feeling overwhelmed. Now, there is a super common mistake you need to avoid here. Do not press your hands directly against your actual eyeballs. You are just building a dark, warm little tent over them. Putting physical pressure on the eye itself can actually increase strain, which is literally the exact opposite of what we're trying to do. Okay, exercise number 2, near and far focus. This one targets the ciliary muscles inside your eye. Just hold your thumb about 10 inches away from your face and focus intently on it for a few seconds. Then completely shift your gaze to an object at least 10 to 20 feet away across the room. Hold your focus there for a sec and then bring it right back to your thumb. This dynamic shifting acts as a literal stretch for those focusing muscles that get all locked up when you're just staring at a monitor. You'll want to bust out this near and far focus exercise every 1 to 2 hours during heavy screen time. Just repeat that back and forth motion about 10 times per session. But here is the biggest pitfall to watch out for: rushing it. If you just dart your focus back and forth too fast without letting the object become fully sharp and clear, you aren't really engaging the muscle. So take your time with it. Let the image completely resolve before you switch your gaze. Moving on to our third exercise, which is fantastic for improving the flexibility of the extraocular muscles. Those are the ones that actually control the movement of your eye. It's called the figure 8. I want you to imagine a giant number 8 lying on its side on the floor about 10 feet in front of you. Slowly and very deliberately trace that imaginary 8 with your eyes. Trace it in one direction for a few passes and then switch it up and trace it in reverse. It feels surprisingly relaxing once you get the hang of it. Doing the figure 8 just once or twice a day is a perfect cadence to keep those eye movement muscles supple and balanced. Now, the main mistake folks make with this one, moving their entire neck and head to trace the shape. You've got to keep your head perfectly still. The whole goal here is isolation, right? We want to let your eyes do all the heavy lifting. All right, moving right along to exercise 4, conscious blinking. Remember how we talked about screen time drastically dropping our blink rate? That's what causes that awful dry feeling. So here's the fix. Intentionally close your eyes tightly. Give them a really good firm squeeze and hold that for 2 seconds. Then pop them open as wide as you comfortably can for another 2 seconds. Finally, just let them relax back into a normal, everyday rhythm. Squeezing them shut actually helps activate the meibomian glands in your eyelids. Those are what secrete the essential oils that keep your tears from just evaporating into thin air. You can run through about 5 to 10 reps of conscious blinking whenever your eyes start feeling dry, scratchy, or gritty. But when you're squeezing your eyes shut, watch out for this really common error. Don't tense up your whole face and jaw. It's so easy to do. Try your best to keep your jaw totally relaxed and isolate that squeeze strictly to your eyelids. We are trying to relieve tension here, not create a bunch of new tension in our face. And that brings us to our 5th and final exercise, directional viewing. This rounds out your toolkit by giving your eyes a full, complete range of motion stretch. Once again, keep your head completely still, look as far up toward the ceiling as you comfortably can, and hold it for a few seconds. Then, look as far down as you possibly can. Next, look way over to the extreme left, and then to the extreme right. By holding each of those positions for 2 to 3 seconds, you're allowing the muscles opposite to the direction you're looking to fully elongate and relax. This is honestly a fantastic routine to do right at the end of a long, taxing work session. The biggest mistake you've got to avoid here, though, is pushing the stretch too hard. You are looking for a gentle feeling of muscle engagement. You should never, ever push to the point of actual pain in your eye socket, and you definitely don't want to do it so forcefully that it makes you feel dizzy. Gentle and deliberate is absolutely the key here.
All right, let's pivot to section 3, healthy screen viewing habits.
So now we're shifting from active exercises to those passive, everyday background adjustments that really protect your vision long-term. This is basically the contrast between what most of us do totally unconsciously and what we actually should be doing. Poor habits are things like staring continuously, completely ignoring your screen brightness, and just powering through your work without ever taking a pause. The good habits are incredibly practical. We're talking about making a conscious effort to blink regularly, adjusting your screen brightness so it actually matches the room you're in, so it's not like staring into a glaring lighthouse in a pitch black room, and actually forcing yourself to take structured breaks. Speaking of structured breaks, the absolute crucial takeaway here is the 20-20-20 rule. Seriously, if you remember only one single habit from this entire explainer, please make it this one. It's basically the gold standard in eye health education. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. That's it. It is beautifully simple, scientifically sound, and it gives your eyes that precise micro-recovery they desperately need to sustain focus through a long day without totally burning out. Finally, Section 4, when to seek professional help. We've covered some incredibly powerful home techniques today, but we do need to manage our expectations a bit. It is so vital to remember that while the exercises in this explainer are fantastic, scientifically backed tools for managing daily fatigue, they absolutely do not replace professional eye care. If you are dealing with persistent vision problems, ongoing blurriness, severe headaches, or actual eye pain that just won't go away with rest, you really need to go see an eye care professional. These exercises are a wellness routine, guys, not a medical cure-all for underlying conditions. Always, always listen to your body. We ask so much of our eyes every single day in this digital world, and they rarely complain until they are absolutely exhausted. But now you've got the knowledge and a super simple 5-step toolkit to finally give back to them. So I want to leave you with this final, vital question to think about. What specific step are you going to take today to protect your vision for tomorrow? Is it going to be setting a timer for the 20-20-20 rule? Or maybe taking 30 seconds to try out palming the minute this ends? Your vision is priceless. Protect it deliberately. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.